fired it.
It's green.
I like cheese on my green beans.
It is true. The size of the beam was going to be like this massive. The size of the dish doesn't seem to make the beam bigger. It just has
like
more beams
smaller
going
beams
into it.
coming in to make one bigger beam.
It's still just one beam.
Put them all together, you get green bean casserole.
Get out.
Barbara,
Stop.
please.
Canadian bastard.
Stop it. The other thing that's weird, we were talking about this at lunch today. The other thing that's weird about the first movie is the time frame of the movie. Like the relationship between Luke Skywalker and Ben Kenobi is this mentor-apprentice relationship and this like deep relationship. And when, spoiler alert, Ben Kenobi dies in a
40-year-old movie.
A 40-year-old movie. When that happens, it's a huge event, and like Luke, it affects the rest of Luke's life. They knew each other about 12 hours. Like they met on Tatooine. Luke Skywalker woke up in Ben Kenobi's place. He had heard of him before, called him a crazy old hermit. Then they travel together and go to Mos Eisley. They get on a ship, they leave. That's most of their time together is traveling on the ship, which we don't see.
Well, that could have been a month.
I don't know how long that is, but I get the feeling it's very quick.
Seems quick.
Yeah. It's maybe a few hours, right?
I would
to
assume
Alderaan.
so, yeah.
They come in Alderaan, they get captured by the Death Star, and then they split up. So Luke and Ben probably had about 4 or 5 conversations together. Total.
He put the blast shield down, though.
That was the big moment that they had. It's like one of these iconic relationships in cinema that in real life is just like a couple dudes who just met one day. They bumped into each other, basically.
How long did Yoda
I've
know?
probably sat longer next to someone on a plane
You probably have, yeah.
than Luke spent with
You definitely have.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And you even put the blast shield down.
Yeah, I was like, the blast shield is my headphones.
That's actually what I like about some, like The Fifth Element. Gary Oldman's the bad guy. Bruce Willis is the protagonist. They never meet. They don't have a single scene together.
Really?
Yeah, there's one bit where Bruce Willis leaves and Gary Oldman walks out and does something else, but they just cross paths barely, and that's the only time. That's the only time they interact.
I also like the concept of when he's fighting the drone in A New Hope, and they say here, and they lower that thing, and he goes, "Well, I can't say anything with the blast shield down." Nobody ever uses the blast shield ever again. Like they've never, when they're firing weapons or when the Death Star goes off, nobody goes, "Up, let's lower our blast shields." You never see that function of a helmet ever
Is
again.
it just like a welding mask? Like it makes bright stuff seeable?
Maybe it's like an emergency thing. Like if there's a sensor on the helmet that detects there's a blast, like it shoots down like an airbag.
God, that thing
When
was-
we've
would
seen
break my
X-Wings
nose.
explode from inside the cockpit and nobody's blast shield comes down.
They're all defective. They had a recall from the
Of
plant.
course, because your ship's blowing up. You're like, I gotta push this button. Oh shit! You can't see anything.
Is there movies that you guys watch like every single Christmas?
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Probably National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
We watched Die Hard the other day, and Bethany was with us, and she had never seen the movie before.
I'm shocked.
And I don't mind when people do this for movies I've seen like many, many times.
I'm gonna make an eggnog.
But she was asking questions throughout the entire movie.
Why?
I mean,
What kind of questions you ask for Die Hard?
the plot is terrorists
that?
take the building.
Yeah, she's
What are they
like,
doing?
She's like, why are they doing that? Why do they want to go in
I
that building?
hate when people ask questions. Watch the fucking movie. It's explaining it.
Aaron was getting so annoyed. He's just like, you'll find out. You'll find out.
God, how annoying. I'm getting mad just thinking about
I
it.
didn't mind it as much. It
What
was
about the
endearing.
bit where Alan Rickman was pretending to be one of the victims of the terrorist
Oh, that was
attack?
great.
Was she really confused?
No, she was just like, that's so smart. I would do that if I were him. And I was like, I guarantee you there's never going to be a time in your life where you have to do this.
Or you don't get discovered while
where
you're robbing.
a terrorist.
You're
and
robbing a vault of some building at the Nakatomi Plaza.
Or if she was pretending to be an attendee of RTX, that would be similar.
Oh, I don't think she'd get away with it.
Why?
People recognize her now.
She's famous.
Yeah. Can't get away with it. Do you get just eggnog?
No, it's got mush. It's got a
Mush mush.
It's got a bourbon
bourbon on top. I
topper.
should stir it, but
Use
would you
the-
do that? What?
There.
What do I use?
Use the bottle opener.
Fuck off.
Here, do you want my straw?
I'll
Let,
take a
let-
straw.
let me read this right here.
That looks repulsive when you can see 2 layers of
Yeah.
different liquids in the same.
So, what are the
One-
traditions that you have in
Want to remind everyone, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by
today? And this sponsor was a new one, and I said, well, what's the copy? And they said, well, they have a Thunderbolt doc, and because I've been working on like productions for 2017 that we're doing at Rooster, I'm like, somebody made a documentary about Thunderbolt? I was so confused. And I had that revelation. I do it a lot, especially with Gavin, where someone will say something to me, I will completely misunderstand what they said.
Ice cream seller.
And like ice cream seller. It sounds ridiculous, and then I'm like, what are you talking about? You're stupid.
Then you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like you're right until you're proven idiot.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like I'm the same way. Like I'll be super confident about something. Like, oh, oops, no, I am totally wrong, and I look like a fucking moron now.
Like the plane taking off without wheels.
Yep. Don't even want to talk about
You
it.
bailed out of that podcast. We know this is technically the end of the year podcast as well.
Oh yeah.
This will be our last podcast of 2016.
It is.
And of the decade.
No.
No. What?
Stop it.
In 3 years.
So we're going into another decade. Any plans? 2017? Anything you're looking forward to?
I'm excited to be writing 2016 down for the first month of the year.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That happens every year.
Yeah.
We should really start our years earlier.
Go on.
2017 should always start in November, so that by January you're already used to writing it.
When
down.
the year starts.
I
So by the
mean,
time- so
by
when the-
November, I'm already in the mindset of 2017.
That is maybe the dumbest thing you've ever said.
I think it was
It's
intentionally
not, it's not a
done.
real suggestion.
Yeah, yeah, I think that was
like everyone
intentionally
has that carryover. It's like, oh, damn it.
Like you
Never
should
do
be
that?
allowed to, is what you're
I
saying.
feel like I don't write the date as frequently anymore as I used to. Like when I was younger, I felt like I wrote it all the time. Now I don't fucking write the dates down.
What do you write?
Well, how do you know what year it is?
I wrote a check the other day. It was crazy. I wrote a
You
check.
wrote a check the other day.
Yeah, it felt weird. And
Why?
I put it in an envelope and put a stamp on it. Yep.
What were you paying? Do you have any end of the year sort
Cutting
of?
me out like that.
All right.
Gus cut me out of a thing that I had this thing that I was gonna do.
I don't even need to ask the question. You're already answering my question.
What am I
It's good.
asking?
I was going to be like last minute bitch of the year. Like get it out of your system.
It's on it.
I don't have a last minute bitch for the year.
What's your bitch with me?
So I was gonna do
Because
this-
I think it's something I want to talk about.
I got booked for this thing, and they said, "Hey, we want you to do this event with this celebrity."
That was my highlight of 2016.
Was it?
That was my highlight of 2016.
So they said, "I want you to do this thing. We want you to do this thing with a celebrity." And I go, "Oh, that'd be great." I said, "I didn't grow up in this guy's era, but it would be really cool. He's a cool dude, and you would know him, And I thought, "Oh yeah, I'd be happy to do it." And he was doing a video game related thing, and so I was like, "Sure." So they asked me to come do it. And then we were trying to work out the day, and then I said, as I typically do, like when I get invited to go on at midnight, I say, "Hey, how about if we make it an all Rooster Teeth night?" And I invite other people to come with me. So I said, "How do you want me to bring anybody? You just want me to be me and this guy?" Can we say who it is?
I don't think so.
Okay. There's a reason why I don't know if we can say or not, because I said, "Can I bring anybody else with me so I can riff off somebody?" And they said, "Sure. Just who do you want to bring?" And I said, "Well, I can just throw out an invite and see who's available." And so I asked a few people. I might have asked you
You did not.
on the email, but I asked Gus and Jeff, and they both said they're interested. I said, "Okay, well, I'm just going to give them your names. I'm not going to make the selection here. You do it." So we were trying to organize when we could do it, and they said, "We'll take all three of you." We're trying to organize when we were going to do it, and there was a 3-week period we could do it. Gus said, "I'm not available here and here." Jeff's not available here and here. And I said, "I'm not available on these 2 days." And they say, "Well, we want to do it on those 2 days." So they cut me out of it. And they put Jeff and
on
Gus
them.
in
It's
it.
because of their production schedule.
Wow.
And that's when they were available.
There was a 2-week period in which they were available.
Narrowed it.
But
they
this
narrowed
thing that
it
I took
down.
to Jeff and Gus, they go do it, and it's like I'm cut out of the fucking
They sent
thing.
me a thank you card yesterday.
Did they really?
Yeah.
This
Did
thing
they
already
really?
happened.
Gus and Jeff didn't say a word about it
It's
either.
not out yet, which is
Is
why we can't
your-
talk about it.
Okay.
And our involvement with it is not.
Is some of the reason you like it so much and it's your highlight of the year and you got a thank you card? Is some of that reason because Burnie was cut out of it?
Right.
I got cut out.
Let
FOMO.
me say it doesn't hurt. I'm gonna show it to Burnie.
Oh.
What is it?
Personalized message.
I want to see what it is because I don't know who this is or what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Wow, I would have been pissed if I were you.
Why don't you feel
Also,
more bad about
how
it?
dare you not invite
No.
me?
I totally got cut out. I totally got
the
cut out.
dates that they wanted to do it didn't work for Burnie. I can show you the email chain.
I invited Jeff and Gus to do it. I was doing it. I invited them along. If I had invited Jeff and Gus, I'd say, "I can't do it these 2 days." They'd go, "Oh, we'll do it one of the other days." But they were just like, "Well, this day works best."
I was
so-
in Korea. Like that was it. I could not.
Because Gus was in
Change that.
Korea, we couldn't do it on earlier days. He says it doesn't work with their production schedule. Didn't work with his Korean vacation.
They were still building the set while we were there.
I believe it.
They were still building it.
Well, they could have built it on an earlier day. If we could. I even forget what I was doing. I don't remember.
Yeah, like what was blocking you from doing it on that day?
I don't know. I got to do a lot of stuff in 2016, so it doesn't really bug me all that much. It just bugs me that Gus and Jeff are just so fucking shady.
I was I assume I could talk about this because it just didn't happen.
Did you just say talk a boot?
talk about
Talk a
it?
boot.
That's
it.
the most Canadian you've ever sounded.
Yeah, I've had to do that for 3 weeks now.
It's
so it's
bleeding
still
back
there.
in.
A boot
Coming
crate.
back. I was supposed to get interviewed by Adam Savage at New York Comic Con,
Oh, that's cool.
and we were waiting to talk to him. He was in like another room of the bar,
Uh-huh.
And then his publicist or whoever he was with was like, so Adam is really not feeling well, so he's going to take off. And we're like, me and this other person who was supposed to get interviewed were like, okay, like, is this not happening anymore? They're like, no, I'm sorry. We'll have to find another time to do it. Obviously, we're never going to do it. But I was like, I was that close to meeting Adam Savage.
That would have been cool.
You fucked it up.
I did.
Love Adam Savage.
I saw him. I could have.
Yeah, he saw you. That's why he's like, nope,
Yeah, he's
not
just
happening.
Like, started vomiting
Canadian.
everywhere.
So,
That was like the biggest series.
you can
of
see the whole
first
thing.
world
Like
problems.
Gus, they gave us a big window to do
he
it.
looked up the email.
I did. The target shoot date is October 7th.
I was in Korea.
Is that a possibility with Mr. Burns' schedule? The time frame for shooting is approximately 3 to 4 hours. Respectfully, the supervising producer. Gus responds,
There was also a
I'm
long
out of the
chain of
country.
replies, and Burnie never replied.
I'm out of the country October 5th through the 15th. He did say, don't wait for me, though. Go ahead and film without me if you have to. Jeff says, I can't do it on that day because I'll be at Let's Play Live Comic-Con. And then
What's Let's Play Live?
Bernie, Steph, our assistant, wrote, Bernie will be traveling from France on that date, meaning the later date that they suggested. So he can't do the later date. He can do the earlier date because I'll be traveling back from France. And they were just like, oh, well, we'll just do the later date and then beat it. 'Cause that's when I went to France with YouTube. And come on, I mean, it's really fun. I love doing that stuff. I really like going to work on stuff. I like being on movie sets. I got to be on a few this year.
You had a whole bunch of stuff come out recently.
Yeah. We had the I was just in Slash, got to work with Ally DeBerry and Hannah Marks, who's now in that show with Elijah. So Dirk Gently, have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
Yeah. And
So that
Slash
12
was
something.
Yeah, that was a Blumhouse thing. The guys who do they did The Purge and Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
They did like an advent calendar horror thing. I did that because I wanted to do horror. Then I can talk about this now, I think, because it's all past. And we had the screening last week. Technically, it's tomorrow, but we had it last week. I got the weirdest phone call this year. And we talked about it on a podcast. It's like, I went and did this thing, and it was crazy cool. I think we just saying that, leaving it open, people thought Bernie got a part in Rogue One, which is, that would be, I quit my job, and I'm going to do that. But I got the weirdest phone call.
Well, I mean, Gus would go in your place. So.
Hey, call
I'm
me.
sure you would.
J.J. Abrams, just give me a call.
Shit, I can't believe I opened myself up to that. I should have just gone and did it with the guy. It would have
I
been
don't know
just
why you
me.
didn't. I don't know why
Instead,
you
I'm
didn't.
like, hey, I'll invite some other people and it'll be fun. And
I said they could film without me. You have the record there.
You killed yourself
I've
with
learned my
kindness.
lesson. Just next time something comes up, I'm just gonna go.
He also never replied and said, I'd like to do it. Like, there was no,
I
like...
will come. You were added to the chain later.
I know, and I
already
was
been
active
talking
in the
to them.
chain. You didn't participate back in it.
There was a different chain
Split
when we were
screen.
setting it up that I agreed to do it.
There we go.
So and then
So fast.
and by the way, I also want to point out after it was clear that they cut me out of it via scheduling, Gus and Jeff stopped replying to the email chain. They were like, "Got what I want."
And they started a new email chain without you.
They were out of it completely. I think Jeff wrote 2 words in the email chain, by the way. So how dare you say that was my late response?
Late response.
I had been talking to
2
them
words is more than 0
for
words.
3 weeks at that point.
Oh, yeah, you all were such good friends, they cut you.
Nah, it wasn't 3 weeks. But I've been talking with them a while when I opened this opportunity up to your
So
fucking
what are-
ungrateful ass.
What are things about?
Wait, he was still telling his story, though.
What was the same?
You received the weirdest phone call?
Oh, I got a phone call. So I got a phone call. This was just after The Amazing Race. I got a phone call, and it was somebody saying, hey, we're filming a movie. It's James Franco and Bryan Cranston movie. And in it, James Franco plays a Silicon Valley billionaire. And he has friends, and we would like you to come play one of his friends. The character's name is Laird. We want you to play one of his friends. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. I was like, I get to go be on a set with James Franco and potentially Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. I was already like waiting for them to stop talking so I could say yes, that I'll come out and do that. And they're like, yeah, so it's going to be like, we just want the character to have, on screen to have genuine people from the tech and gaming industry because he has gaming friends and stuff. And, we thought you'd be a good fit for it. So the scene would be you and somebody else who we haven't figured out who it is yet. And then Elon Musk. And I was like, what? You want me to be in a movie playing myself with Elon Musk? So it's like Elon Musk and Bernie Burns together. I was like, if I get to meet Elon Musk, I will do that in a heartbeat.
You get to eat meat.
I get to eat meat. So I said, yes, I agreed to do it. And I went out there. It was a blast. I did, 2.5 days on the set. and it was a lot of fun. And I got to be on set. Bryan Cranston, nicest dude on the planet, was such a great relief to someone that I look up to. He's just a super nice guy. You know?
Did you
What
see
about
much
James
of him
Franco?
on the set?
What's that?
Did you see much of him on the
Yeah,
set?
I
It was
saw
like
his
a
dick.
full day and a half. Yeah.
You were just like with him all day?
Yeah. Well, you'll see when you see the movie. It's a party scene, so we're in different parts and everything. For the scene that he's in.
He wasn't like in a trailer?
He's in way more scenes than that. That's when I was there. No, they were all hanging out there. But it was a lot of fun. And Keegan Michael Key's in it, and then Adam Devine. So it's like all these people. It was a really cool experience. Over
Elon
time, So here's the Elon Musk
Oh.
thing. So as happens, as we've discussed earlier in this podcast, there are issues that come up with production. Those are normal. So I got a call. We were gonna shoot on like Thursday, and I got a call on Tuesday, and they said, "Hey, Burnie, we don't need you on Thursday. We need you on Friday." And I said, "Oh, well, can Jeff or Gus do it?" No, I said, "Yes." Are you kidding? Of course I can bump a day, no problem. You know, because I also lie on social media and say that I live in LA. It makes getting jobs way easier, because they don't have to travel me or anything like that. I'll just fly out there for it. So I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And so Thursday I'll show up Friday, and then we'll shoot on Friday and Saturday or something like that. I forget what the actual days of the week were, but we bumped a day. Hung up the phone. As soon as I hung up the phone, I'm like, Elon Musk is not going to change his schedule on 2 days' notice. Shit. Sure enough, I was right. They shot Elon Musk's stuff 3 months later or something like that. Or I don't know when. I'm speculating when they shot it. But so I never got to be on set with Elon Musk. But it was still such like, I'm still like a kid. Like I'm on a movie set. To me, I'm just like, I haven't like gotten jaded to that experience. I'm just like, I was having a blast the whole fucking time. It's like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'd
It's fucking
forgotten about
James
that. I didn't
Franco.
put like 2 and 2 together. Like I've been seeing trailers for that movie, and it wasn't until here recently I was like, oh wait, that's the thing Burnie did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I could tell that that my appearance in the film had been whittled down over time because I was like contacting them 2 months beforehand saying, "Do you guys want me to like promote this? The trailer just came out. Do you want me to like talk about it?" Like, just wait. Like, just wait a little bit. And then I heard confirmation. The screening's passed, so people have seen it by now. I heard confirmation from they said, "Hey, you're in the party scene. You made it. You made the final cut. You're in the party scene." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not. I don't have any lines in the party scene. I'm just a guy hanging out at a party."
Oh, so you don't have any lines. or
So I'm the
anything like
background actor.
Yeah, you haven't seen it yet, but
Yeah.
that. Well, you still got to go and be there though.
Do you get credit?
Yeah, they had me fill out SAG stuff. Yeah, but it's credited as myself. So
That's
I appear,
a cool credit.
Like,
As
me
himself?
me and Elon Musk are listed as
Self.
Burnie
ourselves.
Burns and
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
But I also noticed that I wasn't on IMDb. That was my other indication.
I'm looking it up right now.
That was my other indication that I was not making the final cut of the movie. Yeah.
Well,
Which,
maybe
what the
you'll-
hell? I mean, it was so much fun anyway.
Maybe you'll be on the DVD.
I would do
Or the
background
VHS.
stuff all day.
Elon
I
Musk
don't give
is
a
on
shit. I love that. It's fun. Like I'm so jealous when Joel did the Friends thing. That's really fucking cool. Joel's on
Well,
an
it's
episode
also
of Friends.
Friends. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
You like
Season
James Franco?
5.
He's dreamy.
I feel like he's on a lot of drugs,
Aren't we all?
I saw
but
none
not
of
the
that.
fun kind.
Well, not the fun kind, not like the
Yeah.
Seth Rogen kind.
Yeah.
Not like the Snoop Dogg and the Wiz Khalifa kind.
And Burnie after that.
But I was really grateful for the opportunity. It was great to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of that.
But the best thing I got to do in 2016 was go to the White House. That was fucking crazy.
Pretty cool. I did not believe you.
That I was going to the White House?
I would.
I'm not going back.
Yeah.
Wrong. Swear it all wrong. September 14th, 4:44 p.m. Hey guys, are either of you a fan of blank? Gus replies, absolutely. I used to watch him all the time as a kid. Jeff replies, yeah, sure. I said, okay, well, he's doing a blank show and he wants to come on and do a thing. I don't want to spoil it.
So wait, they were on the email from the beginning?
Man,
No,
you're,
that's
No,
a
this is me
text.
texting them after I've been talking to them.
you're really vague
Yeah.
with your text messaging.
Well, he's
No, come on, Gus, get with it.
I'm slow.
I said,
I'm drunk.
I said, they want me to do it. Is it cool if I suggest the three of us to do it? And Gus says, sure. Jeff says, yeah. I say, okay, great. All right, they liked, and I come back later, and I say, okay, they like the idea of three people. They'll be scheduling emails soon. I'll give them Steffi's from Achievement Hunter email for Jeff. Is that cool? Gus, do you want me to contact them directly? Just Gus says directly. Then sadly, there is a 1 month gap in our email, in our text communication between me, Jeff, and Gus. And then it's me replying, hey, they just called to tell me how happy they were with the blank shoot. And it was like, and Jeff and Gus are like, great, awesome. I'm like, fuck.
Fuckers.
That's awesome.
It's the
It's
worst.
shady, but it was your fault.